This is Eric from Natural Roots Hydroponics and Organic Gardening Supply, located right here in Nashua, New Hampshire. And today we're going to talk about seeds and how to start seeds and get them ready. Whether you're going to be doing indoor in an AC Infinity grow tent like this, or whether you're going to be putting them outdoor in pots or in the ground. So we're going to get started today with the Grow Smart by Grodan. And essentially this is a Rockwool starter plug system. All right, and what we're doing is we're going to be taking these Rockwool plugs. They're all separated to fit right into this tray. We're going to be starting a bunch of lettuce and bok choy. Here we're using a digital pH meter, and what we're going to be doing is adjusting our pH with the General Hydroponics pH control kit here that we sell at the store. This is just simply a base and an acid and a test kit, and allows you to adjust your water to the proper seed starting pH or whatever your needs are. So we're going to be adjusting our water. Right now our water is 7.7 on the pH scale. So we're going to be lowering it down to the optimum seed pH or seed starting pH at between 5.5 and 6.5. So what we're going to do is utilize the pH down and the included dropper. Make sure that you separate the droppers. You only use one for the pH down and use a separate dropper for pH up. You also want to make sure that you adjust your water with the dropper, but not dip it into the solution other than just into the pH up if you're using a pH up dropper. So that's going to cause contamination. So again, we're going to use the pH down here and put a couple drops in our sample glass, and just repeat this process for your larger containers. And again, these are Rockwool. We're going to have to soak them in the pH adjusted water in this tray before we get started. I recommend putting them in the tray and then pouring the water over the top. You obviously want to wear a mask. This is spun glass. It's like fiberglass. Definitely don't want to be breathing it in. Not good for your lungs. So put on an N95 mask and then get these opened up. Put them in your tray and then go ahead and pour your pH adjusted water over that. And then you want to let them soak probably for about a half hour. And here's the mask I use, just a traditional N95 type mask. Keep those fibers out of your lungs. So here we are, we've removed our Rockwool cubes, and we're taking our 5.5 pH water, filling up our tray, and then we're going to let these cubes soak for 30 minutes. Once they've soaked for 30 minutes, we're going to drain that tray, and then we're going to flush them out with half-strength nutrients. And what we're using is CloneX, and that's a seedling strength, clone strength plant food in a liquid form, and we'll show you that in a little bit. But essentially it's half strength, and then that'll give the seed something to hold on to. So make sure you soak them thoroughly and leave the cubes for 30 minutes, and then flush them with the nutrients that are half strength. Now that our Rockwool is fully soaked up all the pH adjusted water, we're just simply moving them into the Grodan starter tray. And this tray just makes it much easier to pull the cubes in and out, and also keeps the proper separation between the ½ of water that you're going to put underneath and the Rockwool itself. And that's just going to allow enough aeration and enough moisture. As long as you keep a dome on top, the seeds should sprout immediately. Bok choy will sometimes sprout within 12 to 18 hours. Now keep in mind, you do not want to water these cubes for at least 2 to 4 days. And then once the seeds sprout, you want to minimize watering so the roots go in search of water, and that will force them to expand through the cube. Here we are pouring in our pH adjusted water into the tray that the starter tray is going to go on with the Rockwool plugs. And this is filling up with, I believe Grodan recommends about a ½ inch of water. You want to make sure there's some air below the Rockwool plugs, or else they will be fully soaked. Don't forget to add some nutrients to your water. Here we added some CloneX, cloning, and seedling nutrient to our water. Now we want to start putting our seeds in. So what I do is I take a wet finger or a damp finger and then just push it down into the seed pile, and it comes up with 2 seeds. You want to put 2 in there just in case one doesn't sprout, and then you can thin the herd after you get some sprouting. And again, pick up 2 seeds with the damp finger and pop them in. If you get a couple extras, don't worry about it. You can use tweezers to pull out any small sprouts. You definitely want to get them out in the early stages if you have too many. And here you can see bok choy seeds are really small. And once I get them on my finger, I just simply pop them off with my thumb into the hole. So now we're going to take our seeds in the tray, and everything's ready to go. We're putting them in our AC Infinity grow tent, and we have a super sprouter heat mat here that keeps the root zone at an optimal temperature around 78 to 82. Absolutely perfect for sprouting seeds. So we want to make sure that we put our tray here on this, leave the heat mat on 24/7, and then we're going to put a dome, a humidity dome on top to keep the humidity in. We want to crack this a little bit, and obviously we're going to breathe this every 12 hours or so when we check on the sprouts. And you're going to get sprouts in a matter of a couple hours, probably 18 hours or so, the bok choy should come up. We hope you come down and visit and say hi. Mention this video for 10% off, and thanks again for watching.